Pow, yo, yippee, yay, guys. Pow number 28, and I'm super excited to be with you guys. In this special episode, we're going to talk about, obviously, about Bitcoin all-time high, and what does that mean for the next? Is Ethereum going to be the next carrier? Is altcoin season going to happen or not? And what's about the Borg token? Furthermore, we're going to talk about a lot of new products that are coming out with SwissBorg. We're talking about some new alpha worlds, alpha deals as well with WeMind that is going to be offered exclusively on the SwissBorg network, and obviously talk about some fun things about the community. As you guys know, my name is Cyrus. I'm the proud founder and CEO of SwissBorg, always here to serve you. So first question of the week from the community, that's a really good one. As you guys know, SwissBorg, we're being really advanced about wealth management. It's not just about offering a marketplace, but a marketplace where you have a lot of wealth management solutions to get to be financially free. And there is some things that people don't like too much about the bundles, which is, are you performing or not? So if you go into any of the tab within the SwissBorg app, you could see very easily the performance of the bundle, but it doesn't suffice for a lot of people to understand, like if you have invested multiple times, if you're DCAing, auto investing into these bundles, what's your accurate performance? And you can see it in profit and loss, but it's not clear enough. The team is very much aware about this. Alexandre has looked into this and is going to find a solution hopefully sooner or later, and we'll present this in the next one. So Gomsa or Gomka, thank you so much for that. I think so it's very good. If you have any comments, any things regarding the bundles or whatsoever within the SwissBorg network, please let me know, and we'll be very happily try to answer this question within the question of the week, and hopefully bring a solution within a time frame that is bearable. Now let's talk about market outlook. It's crazy. Long story short, things are going crazy, right? Bitcoin at all-time high. And what is this game? We talked about last time the beautiful bill of Trump. That's gonna be amazing. So last time we talked about the beautiful bill, which is a way to just say the dollar is going to shit. That's what it is in some way, and that the American deficit of 5 trillion will just be refinanced sooner or later. That is the biggest sign that this market has shown, and this has weakened a lot the dollar. So if you look at Bitcoin at all-time high vis-a-vis of, for example, the dollar is very high. If you look vis-a-vis of the Swiss franc or the euro, is actually not a really big all-time high, right? Though we went from, the previous high of 109 to all the way 122k, right? So this is something that's very important. What we're seeing and what I'm witnessing as a global macro person that's been studying the market for now 20 plus years, it's actually what you see is the Reserve Global, which has always been the dollar currency, is just losing. We always talked about the de-dollarization multiple times on this show, and this is just another sign. But it's just that eventually you cannot always refinance, the deficit of the dollar based on nothing. The market has they've tried to be able to sell this and do a Dutch auction on the market, but no one bought it, and at the end, well, Trump is just saying, I don't care, I'll just refinance it, which makes a lot of huge pressure on now the Fed itself, because it's always better to refinance $5 trillion with an interest of 0% versus a 4.2% right now. That's what's happening. What is happening right now is that as we can see, the CPI, the expected is 2.6%, and the previous one's 2.4%. So if this happens, it's not very good for cutting rates. And I think so, Jerome Powell, that everyone thinks he's going to be fired whatsoever. I don't think so. He's probably going to continue the next year. He still has one more year to go, which is the president of the Fed. And if he doesn't see the essentially the inflation that is lower than 2%, there's a very small chances that he will cut rates. So if you look at the CMA states right now, is happening in 13 days. Everyone is saying that most probably there won't be any rates cuts. What does that mean for crypto? It means that for the public market, the injection of liquidity will not happen as fast as Trump wants it. Now, what can we talk about the alt season and about what's happening on the markets? Well, on the market, there's definitely a huge printing of USDT, USDC, and there's a lot of new funds that are coming to the market, which is very positive. What we know as well is that there's a huge inflow coming from the institutional side. The institutional side is getting more and more crazy. I think so. There's 76 billion dollars that has been committed in that has been invested, sorry, into these different ETFs of Bitcoin, especially the IBIT one, and that is crazy. It took 18 years for have as much as assets under management into the gold ETFs than to go into the Bitcoin within just a year or in a few months. So this really shows that the Bitcoin standard is massive. And going forward, this is the most liquid, most interesting gold reserve, strategic reserve for companies, wealth management, high net worth individuals, for retail, which has always been, and now as well for countries, right? So this is definitely, we're going to see this more and more. There is as well a huge adoption into Ethereum, and we're going to talk about that. But right before, BTC broke 123, which is crazy. We see this beautiful candle that happens, and very often when you see these parallel moves, it's always goes to the second parallel move, right? So we're definitely seeing, not that there's going to be any correction, there's a correction that's happening just right today, but these are usually, you see these things happen and then we figure out a little time and then we pump again, right? And that's what Bitcoin does the best, is if you zoom out, it always goes for a huge breakout and then consolidates. Here we're going to consolidate probably between 119 and 123 for some time. That's probably what's going to be happening. And then we're going to wait for big news, and then it's going to pump again. And the next leg, we're going to see it most probably in the, the 140s or 138, something like that, which is going to be very nice. We're still going to have that psychologically strong level at 130. And then, as I said, it could break out and go to 140 quickly. Ethereum, there is a conspiracy theory from my end, is that it looks like some people don't want to let it pop, right? There's been a nice leg up here, but there's still a huge amount of shorts. A huge amount of shorts. There's a lot of players that don't want to see Ethereum pump as much as we wish. Two reasons for that. There's the Solana fans, that's one. Another is, well, institutional they want to accumulate spot, and they want to short essentially the leverage futures or perpetuals or whatever you want, in order to be able to accumulate it at a very good price. We know very well that Liberty Finance and many other big institutionals of crypto really are understanding Ethereum. And Ethereum is always the regular move to understand what is blockchain eventually, right? You start with Bitcoin, you evolve with Ethereum, look at different L1s, and then finally you get into an alt season. And the alt season could only happen when you see the Ethereum dominance regarding Bitcoin. For right now, it's been a long time that Ethereum is in a downtrend, right? It's a huge downtrend. But this chart shows quickly that there's been a little bounce back. And whenever we get back to these levels, let's say it's 0.4, then this is going to be a strong confirmation of a fantastic alt season. Borg has done okay. There's 17%. We went to 121. We tested it. Unfortunately, the breakout target is 24, as we know. Then we'll go right away to the next resistance, which is 30 cents. We're still in the same accumulation day. I don't want to say too much right now, but internally we've been working only on this in the last week, and we're trying to test out a lot of new features which go to loyalty, and how we could finally be able to create one of the best buyback program within the Borg network. And I think this is something that could really be very interesting. I don't want to say too much, so I just shared some information right there. But we're really working hard on this, and I'm very excited about the future is bright. Talking about bright future, the crypto fear index is quite greedy right now. We're seeing a lot of green stuff. Very interesting pop by Pengu, which is driving back NFTs to some extent, and it's very much green everywhere. Now let's talk about product updates.
SwissBorg Meta Exchange. Multi-chain, cross-chain, no limits.
The great thing about the black hole ecosystem, it's actually done by KOLs, influencers that we know quite well, which is Elio Trades and as well Alex Baker, and they're both like people that have pushed some projects that we like very much, spin off SwissBorg, such as XBorg. So we're really looking forward to be able to bring volume, to be able to trade different tokens that are within this DEX and an Avalanche ecosystem. So very exciting news here. And talking about that, they're releasing their own token, which is called Dark. Dark is the governance token for Black Hole. So this is going to be very nice to see how we're able to buy Dark at the best way possible with the max, as you guys know, multi-chain, multi-currency, anything that you want that could be swapped within just one tap. And this is going to be really cool way to hopefully bring great opportunities, and hope that as well that Alex Becker, if you're listening, and Elliot Trades too, that you could push the SwissBorg ecosystem. That would be great. Pumpdotfun was released yesterday. Obviously one of the biggest TG of all time. They have raised 600 million. Hard to see if that was a private sale or not. Probably was. But regardless of that, Pump.Fun has created one of the biggest rally on Solana. Has been one of the most chaotic, but at the same time the most used, and has created the biggest amount of tokens in the history of essentially crypto and Web3. The great thing here is that we're able to launch it within the SwissBorg app within seconds of it was being released. You could buy it again with whatever you want. The FDV is quite crazy, 5 billion right now, but it looks like they're going to do a lot of good stuff. So who knows where Pump.Fun is going to go and how Pump is going to pump or dump. Circle USC is a great token to have that has more liquidity than most of the Euro stablecoins. So we're very excited to have this. It'll be supporting on Solana network for only a time. We have many more other tokens that will come as well. We have CLED AI that's powering innovation by bridging AI developers with the right shoulders. This is going to be a good one to be able to bring data into the blockchain system. We have Eclipse as well, which is SMV network on Ethereum. It's very different from the others because it actually uses Solana virtual machine for execution, but it's settled on Ethereum, which is very, very interesting. They have as well Mass Network that we're providing as a token. Exciting one. Then there's Spark that's coming on as well, Hyperlane, and last but not least, Guns that we talked about this multiple times. Probably the best game on Web3, which is Off the Grid. Guns now is going to be traded on Solana too, which is a very interesting sign that's showing that the ecosystem wants to stay and have an L1 on Avalanche and be able to develop older games and the old features and network of this game, and like the NFTs, the skins, whatsoever that you could trade. But in terms of trading your token, more volume actually is happening obviously on Solana. So we hope this is going to bring a great way to revive the Guns network. I'm a personally big fan of this one. Community Token. Whatever you want to do is about staking Borg, voting, and bringing your favorite tokens within it. We're going to have a second community token vote. What's going to happen starting July 16th, and it's going to close 10 days after. So there's 10 tokens. You could vote for any of them, and you just need to say which one you want, and we're going to list them right after. The most democratic way to list any tokens. And by the way, within the SwissBorg website or on the fantastic app, you could always propose any token, and actually anyone could do that. Even if you don't have the app, you could propose a token here. So any project listening here, it's very easy. Just propose a token, or if not, if you have the app, you go into your profile and then you tap propose a token right there, and it's the most easiest way. We don't ask money, we don't ask you anything. Obviously, if you want to give your free tokens an airdrop and we could create it and make a big show out of it, we're very happy about that. But listing for SwissBorg is free, because why? That's what Web3 is all about. It's giving the opportunity to any project, anyone, to build and invest properly into a project. Doesn't mean that this token will be visible in a high, great way within SwissBorg network, and I'll be talking about your token in your project, but you could list it within SwissBorg. So again, make it happen. It's all about the community with SwissBorg. We are really helping any projects on board. And we're finding, more importantly, the cartel of sects that have been taking 5 to 10% of supply of the tokens to just pump and dump your project, and to really be able to make money out of your own pockets of projects and as well of your community. Crypto bundles. Diversify themes with bundles, which is fantastic here. Is we've been asking multiple times, how is it possible to earn a yield on your favorite tokens while being traded? We figured this out with Ethereum. We did it as well for Solana. And now the nice way is to bring ST AVAX, that's a compounded yield within this token, which is really good. It's very similar to Jitosol or Stake ETH, for example. And this is a great way to have a bundle, but after all, yield in it without paying taxes. Earn with SwissBorg. We have lending that's happening with USDG, a new collateralized stablecoin that is Mika approved with a great network of people that are behind it, which is fantastic. This is a medium risk, which is good. And we have something a little bit smaller in terms of yield, but well, Euro is a little bit more complicated. 2% APY with ERC lending as well through Camino. Let's talk quickly about Alpha Rewards. So within 3 months, told you Alpha Volt is going to be a great thing. You guys got 45% out of it. I got 45%. Hope you did it too, which is fantastic. Now let's get to WeMine. WeMine is definitely something that's very interesting that we've been working with this team for a long time. These are Borgers that are part of the community. Many people are former employees, former partners, people that we really do like a lot. And thank you again for ETHCC, the great party we had. Adrien, was really a lot of fun. So what is WeMine solving? It's about how to bring mining and decentralize it in the best manner. Being able that anyone that with a small amount of funding can participate in mining and bringing this network to decentralize in the best way possible. This is something that I think is very, very, very important, because the fractional ownership of these minings could just bring even more decentralization and great investment opportunities for you guys. So this wonderful alpha early deal is about to happen the 23rd of July. Each person will be able to buy a certain amount of NFTs based on your different premium standards, and with one NFT worth $100, right? That's what it is. And each of these NFTs will actually represent a mining power of 4.1 THS. Okay, so this will enable you then to be able to mine virtually, essentially different Bitcoin, and you get back essentially the amount of investment whenever essentially the mining rig is happening on your side. So what is really, really nice is that SwissBorg investor will also receive an exclusive allocation to WeMine tokens equivalent of 0.8 cents for every dollar invested, based on an FDV of 20 million at the launch. So this is another thing that's really great, is that you'll have on top of it, you'll be yield farming essentially a token, which is called WeMine, which is their governance token, which I think is very interesting too. So not only you're participating essentially into the BTC mining capacity, you're as well giving the chance to yourself to invest into this project, which again is a great project done by closed Borgers that have been into the mining business now for more than since 2016, so 9 years. They've done this very well, even for SwissBorg institutional clients, but we never redistributed this. So we've been working very hard for making this happen. The WeMine ecosystem is going to be a lot of different things too. They're going to be doing a lot of cool things that I will talk in the future, but very, very much looking forward to this. BTC's will start being distributed at the end of the following month, as long as the mine is profitable, which is very, very important. And the mine token rewards will start after the TG, and it will be given on a monthly basis over 24 months vesting, which is a nice vesting for the long run. So this will be a good thing for the next cycle to have. Dream Fun. Your dream is our mission. As you guys know, we're getting to the finals, which is fantastic.
Hi guys, what's up?
I have a dream.
To finally
go to Rapa Nui and meet my Moai friends.
To travel to South America.
Starting my own jewelry brands.
To create father-son immersion.
Learn how to resuscitate someone.
To build and manage my own data center.
To finance a trip to Australia with my mom.
Construire un observatoire au milieu des champs.
Community powered by crypto.
Le mien, c'est un voyage. Un grand voyage.
So the vote is still open until July 8th. It's already been 20,000 voters. It's actually been the biggest amount of voters we have so far, which is really, really cool. So it really empowers the Borgers, but there's still many people that can still vote, so just do it. You could win actually money by doing it, but more importantly, you could choose the best ambassadors to make their dream happen and to grow the SwissBorg network. So go on, dream on, and vote. Talking about the community, lovely people, it was amazing to see you last Friday. It was a fantastic time. I really loved it. You know, good NFT panels and talking about that. Great to meet the community. Shout out to all of you guys that were there. It was really, really nice. Antoine did a great job for mixing. So it was really, really lovely. I really, really loved it. Talking about event, this was definitely a cool one.
So, zero gravity, we are building the largest AI L1. We have over $380 million in funding. 88.8 is ready to be deployed for you all and for your builders and your investors who want to support some projects. So that's why you should be bullish. We have a lot of money to spend on you guys, so
So the Smart Rule, we collected roughly $1.3 billion in the span of 6-9 months on different strategies. And I'm very, 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 very excited to let you know, guys, that we're going to relaunch the Smart Yield. We're going to offer double digits on different assets. And this is going to be a great, great comeback for SwissBorg. And obviously, the only one who will be profiting in these strategies will be the ones who have a lot of Borg. So start staking your Borg and enjoy it.
If you're into the jumping thing and loving the horses, we're having on July 20th in Megève a fantastic event. There's gonna be a nice competition, a lot of Pegasus members and others are gonna be there, so check it out. And big shout out as well, there's a summer break for the community, which essentially has been a lot of meetups around Europe, and it's been really amazing. If you want to be part of these, just scan the Telegram group. There's been a lot of meetings. We're gonna have a meetup next month in Lausanne at the office. That's gonna be fun too. Let's talk about Borg. I love Borg. Data is not amazing. People are not waking up. People, I know you're in summer, but just tell your brothers, sisters, neighbors, police officers, firemen, or whatever you want, just to wake up. The train is going. Bitcoin's going all-time high. Ethereum's starting to move. Alts such as Borg will startly move, but the pump will happen. This is where you make generation wealth. So unfortunately, not much yet has happened yet. The app though, the data is much better in terms of volume, especially. This is still shy, and of course 1.7, almost 1.8 million is great, and 122,000 active users, people trading, which is good. Community Next last week was not a good one at all. This week is 2x, 2.2 to 4.4. So that's twice, but still not great. I'm sure we'll do much better last week. But let's say since Friday, this is where things have really moved. So we only have half the week for the pump. Hopefully the rest of this week is going to continue to pump. And next week, we get back to over 7. Again, guys, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps a lot. Comments as well in the section. Any question you put here, I'm going to read it. And he will answer it in the next episode. So do your thing. Do become a Borger. and as always, enjoy it. Beautiful Borgers, what can I say besides the fact that this market is definitely going bananas, and more importantly, we saw that geopolitically, even if it's quite a carnage and the world is still between these wars and tariffs and whatsoever, Bitcoin is one of those great solutions that you are very much aware that you're invested, and this will bring the others to just follow. Like, first you let the king shine, then the queen, Ethereum or Solana, big question, then the princesses and the Borg tokens, and all the others will continue and shine to all times high. These are very exciting moments. Again, a lot of these being cooking as well for the Borg ecosystem. We're having daily meetings right now to make sure that we're going to be able to revamp a lot of new solutions for the SwissBorg community, which is really cool. A lot of things being cooking in the backside, so I'm very, very excited about that. The big takeaway I would say for right now is, make sure that auto investing is really a big part of your journey. I really, really recommend this. I was thinking the other day, a crazy note, like if you see Bitcoin roughly at, $2 million from 10 years from now, right? If you invest only $1,000 or 1,000 euros per week, per month, you get to be a millionaire, right? That's quite crazy, right? By investing essentially, 120,000 in the couple of next 10 years, you get to 10x pretty much that. And that's the right thing to be doing. So auto investing is really something I really recommend. People always think about their saving, the retirement plans and all that, and unfortunately they're not doing much, and then they get to retire, or they get to want to quit their job, or to buy that beautiful dream house, mansion or house or car or whatever, and they cannot afford it, and it's like, oh, maybe in the next 10 years, but miss the train. And I think so this is really important that going forward, think about that. With $1,000, if you think that Bitcoin's be 2 million from 10 years from now in 2035, which is definitely for me not a huge signal. It's still, it needs to go there, but that's still a small amount of money when you think about it in terms of investments. A big amount for many people, but in terms of investment, it's not a huge amount, right? So, as always, be wealthy, be healthy. Love our Borg equity. Take care, guys. Bye.
Pow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay, pow wow.